Anything jumping out at you from Skins camp?
Well, Doxson was having a really good camp, and then it all went. But I think it's okay. The injury doesn't sound like anything major. The passing game has looked tremendous. Geis has looked really good. Offensively, if they stay healthy, this is going to be a really good team. And defensively, Deron Payne going down like that kind of takes a piece out that you're trying to figure out. But, overall, like you say, it's practice, but they look pretty good overall.
Checking your Twitter, Rick, and D'Angelo Hall makes it official yesterday, retires from the Redskins. You have him as one of your 10 favorite Redskins of all time. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I always loved his passion. I mean, sometimes it boiled over in the wrong places, fighting the other sideline room. But it's interesting because every time, most guys don't stay in the NFL long enough to do this. But I watched a hot-headed guy become a team elder. And you never see that because guys just don't play that long. But he is, he's a tremendous competitor. He had great skills. The last few years, he was just too hurt. And frankly, he probably got an extra 2 years out of the Redskins that he shouldn't have. But, I really like D-Hall. Loved his play, loved his passion.
We had Charlie on yesterday, and Charlie really likes the offense too. A lot of sort of so-called experts, media guys that recently are kind of high on the Redskins. They're kind of the sexy underdog team, I feel like. People are like, oh, the team that no one's talking about. And I like them on paper, Rick, and these guys are sick of me talking about it, but I keep looking at the schedule, and I just think it looks really, really tough, especially when you look at all the quarterbacks they're going to be facing. I mean, they're facing studs all year. How do you see it playing out? If you had to, what is so far your early projection, and are you factoring in schedule when you come up with yours?
Well, I think you have to factor. I mean, it changes during. Most years, it kind of works out like you think it will. I think they're a 6 to 8 win team, and I know that's hard to say because they look decent. Mm-hmm. But injuries always seem to catch this team. But I think they'll be an entertaining team to watch if they stay together. But I don't see them winning more than 8 games unless things really come together.
And then where does that put Gruden? That's obviously the big question. I saw a stat the other day, and we talked about it, so we sort of think, one playoff appearance, that's it, in Gruden's tenure. That obviously can't be good enough if they don't make the playoffs this year. But then I saw another stat where they pointed out they haven't had 3 years this successful with 7 or more wins. It's a pretty low bar, but since like 2002. So when you look
That's how bad it's been.
Yeah, when you look at it that way, maybe they are slowly but surely building in the right direction.
You look at it that way, he's Curly Lambeau.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you can parallel it a little bit to what the Nats decided. They said, we have a good team, and Dusty just can't quite get us to the top. Maybe the Redskins are looking at it and saying, we have a good team, but maybe Jay's not the guy to take us over to the top. I think Jay's a good coach. Can he win a Super Bowl? Yeah, he could win a Super Bowl. There's worse coaches than Jay have. But that's the decision they'll have to make is, are we stuck with a guy around 500? Do we need to get a guy to go to the next level? Or is the roster? Well, the roster is about as good as it's been, but it's not full of Pro Bowlers.
Right.
So I think you have to let the season play out. I wouldn't be surprised if they win 8 games if he stays another year.
Are you one of these guys? I'm sure we've asked you this before, but do you think it's an upgrade, Alex Smith over Kirk Cousins? Is that an upgrade position?
I think a little, just because partly Kirk last year seemed so tentative. The third contract year, I thought he played his worst year. I thought he hedged too much. He was afraid of making certain plays. Alex isn't afraid of making any of these throws. I watched him do things that Kirk would not do. Like when Doxson had yet to come out of his break, and Smith would go ahead and throw the ball to where he should be. Kirk wasn't doing that because he was afraid of an interception. Mm-hmm. So I think that's an upgrade. I think you also have all the distraction gone, so that's an upgrade. This guy is definitely a leader on this team, which I'm not saying Kirk wasn't, but I think Alex is more so. I think everybody's buying into it because of his experience. So, yeah, I'd say it's not a huge upgrade, but it is one.